Six Gun Productions. New media, new rules.
This is Geek News Radio, broadcast 69. For Sunday, September 2nd, 2018. Affengeil.
What? No! Affengeil. You're listening to Geek News Radio, episode 69, and we are all in Falun, Sweden. I'm Fab.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Mike.
And today is Mike's 40th birthday. So, we will have a little celebration. There are lots of Danish guys here, and they're gonna sing now.
I dag er det Mikes fødselsdag. Hurra, hurra, hurra. Han sikret sig en gave for, som han har ønsket sig jo, med dejlig chokolade og kager til.
That's great. So happy birthday, Mike.
Thank you so much, guys. This is a beautiful cake. I look at it and it feels wrong to eat it. I just want to take it home with me and put it up on the wall. It's so beautiful. Oh, we will eat it.
We will eat the cake.
It's very green.
Yes.
Eat the cake.
It's lovely. Thank you so much. I'm having a great birthday. This is awesome. And then a special version of Geek News Radio as well.
Right. So this is Operation Soap. We are now in Falun. We have seen 2 days of metal?
Yeah, we've seen 2 days. We missed the intro Wednesday thing where they were like all the the scrubs.
Right, but you were here already, right?
Yeah, we didn't go to see that though.
Okay, and then
We were in the jacuzzi.
Yeah, and I drove up with like a bus of the crazy Danish guys, and we were playing board games on the night before until I think, was it 3 o'clock at night or something? And I actually won. I'll have you know.
By 1 point, apparently.
Yeah, I won. I'm now the master of Mars. So I have won a board game. This is great.
And it's the most German board game because it has like 14 boards or something.
Right.
Everyone has their own board. There's a main board. It's very bored. Fab wasn't angry that it was a board game without a board because those are not allowed.
Yeah, no, they're not board games. Anyway, so and then we rode up, and I rode like on the bike for like it took us 8 hours, right, Mike? Pretty much.
Yeah, that was the calculation, but obviously, given that the Guzzi is a guzzler, it takes a lot of petrol to get the Guzzi going. Then there was a few stops on the way, but we kind of needed that because we're getting old. And
I hadn't told you this before, and I think I was just like, we have to stop everything. And and then my ass really hurt, but we made it.
Yeah, so obviously sitting in a bus for that many hours, you have to kind of sort of find ways to entertain ourselves. But the games thing even went on there. We were playing Star Wars trump cards, and it was perfect listening to Sabaton the whole way. It's awesome.
And for some reason we had to wash beer cans before we left.
There's a slight, I wouldn't say curse, but we have had accidents along the way. So when you start by puncturing your beer cans in your car, it's a bit uphill, especially when they then wash everybody else with beer and we have to like wash the cans down.
Speaking of beer, we're drinking. I'm drinking a Tuborg classic. Mike's, what do you have?
I am on the Royal Stout.
I have to have a little rant about this beer because there's this beer. It's called Royal, and there's a stout, and the other one's a lager. I think. Is it a lager?
Yeah, they're all from series.
Yeah, and they look exactly the same. The only difference on the can is the word stout and the word lager, and they're even in the same color.
But not when you pour them in.
Right, when you...
Yeah. So obviously being glassless in a hotel room, then yes, you are disadvantaged, Fab, for sure. Yeah.
And Dave is currently eating cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also on the stout, but I have cake. It's a princess cake, so it's like the best.
What's a princess cake?
It's a Swedish thing, right? It was on the Great British Bake Off, and so it's great. So basically, it's a sponge cake, and then you put a fuck ton of cream, and then marzipan over the top of it, and it's bright green.
Marzipan, that sounds great.
Yeah, I wanted one since I saw it on TV, which is a weird thing to want. Like, yeah, I want a cake.
I think Danish it's lavkage, which is layers cake.
I've been trying to learn Danish for the last 3 days, but it's not going well.
Yes, but you're in Sweden, so you're gonna be totally messed up when you come back.
So we have to picture Mike got Sabaton mirrored glasses for his birthday.
I'm too cool for school,
and I can't read him anymore. It's horrible. Like, he's also been winning the board games because
so Fab is the master of Mars, and I'm the tyrant of the Underdark.
The Underdark.
Yes.
So we should talk about metal since we saw
It's a metal festival. Yes.
So what was the first band we saw? You guys remember?
We arrived to Svartsot. I think
right.
it was. Yeah.
Dave liked it.
Yeah, I like Svartsot. They're from Denmark. And
Good quality.
They're like a folk metal band, and you can tell because they've got bagpipes and some sort of like penny whistle flute thing, which they play a lot.
And a lute, I think.
A lute or like a balalaika, one of those little many stringed guitar-y like things. And they shout at you, and then they play their folk instruments, and it's very pleasant.
Yeah.
I like it.
And I
Not
think
everyone. Lots of people seem to not like them as much.
I enjoyed.
I'm getting some looks from the audience saying a nice flow. Apparently, I don't know what that means, but I like them.
And I enjoyed obviously the metal part of it. And what I found even funnier was that you could just take the guy away who had the flute, the bagpipe, and the lute. And then it would just be a death metal band. But then this poor guy was standing there trying to switch between all of the instruments to provide the folk parts, while the other guys were just like...
Yeah, it's kind of like they had like a metal band, and then they recruited the folk guy, who like turned up in like a linen shirt. And
he did a good job,
He did- he's really
but it
good.
was sort of just a warm up, a little appetizer, that kind of thing.
This cake's amazing, by the way. Just
I need to eat some of it, so
so good. Yeah. Well. So what was the next band?
Who were the next band? Audience?
I can't remember.
I don't. It was Primal Fear, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. So Primal Fear.
And this is where the audience and us will definitely disagree again.
People liked it.
Everyone else liked it. Yeah. They are like a classic heavy metal band from Germany.
Yeah, from
And
somewhere.
they sing about metal and
a
how,
lot.
and how good metal
like
is.
out of 7 songs, I think 4 were about metal.
Yeah.
It's like we trust in metal. We metal forever. Metal forever.
Yeah.
Metal.
One about running in the dust.
Yeah, that was we were puzzling. We were puzzled. We didn't know
Why they were running. Yeah. Oh, and Chainbreaker.
Chainbreaker.
Yeah.
I think we decided they should rename Meta Fear
Yeah.
or Primal Meta, maybe.
Yeah. They're pretty. I mean, I'm glad I've seen them. They're a band like I am aware of, and I know people like. So I feel like I've seen them now.
So I've been told
I can have opinions about them now.
on Facebook, I think, by John O'Bacon, who is people who listen to this might remember John O'Bacon. He used to be on a Linux podcast ages ago.
Yeah, a Linux podcast in like 2006.
Yeah, back in the old days, and he doesn't like Sabaton much, but he loves Primal Fear, and so this is another instance where John O'Bacon's wrong.
Yeah, indeed.
Actually, he is on a podcast right now, isn't he?
He is on a podcast.
Say that.
Yeah, he's still on he's on Bad Voltage right now. So next was that Sepultura.
Sepultura was fuck. I mean, they just turned up and assaulted our ears and all the other parts of our body as well, because the bass was really loud.
And then we ran away.
Yeah.
So half the hardcore people stayed, like Mike.
Yeah, Mike is on the mic right now.
I have actual experience of Sepultura because I stayed, and I mean, obviously the band, they were like, okay, we'll do a 2.5 minute song, which is the most brutal thing we can do, and they just laid down the gauntlet to start with, and then you could just see people who did not want to have more of that, they fled, ran away. So myself and Mikkel, we stayed. And we tested out our noise killer earplugs, and they just about managed, because holy shit. Sepultura was loud, they were brutal, and they're led by a man-mountain called Derek Green, who probably smashes rocks for a living with his bare fists or something like that, because he is huge.
He is huge, yeah. Even compared to Dave.
And has a huge sound, so it was brilliant. And then they played all their best tracks at the end, where I went absolutely apeshit, and Mikkel was looking at me with, slight amusement while I was jumping around. Yeah, this is so great! This is so great! So it's like, yeah, okay, we're done now, Mike. Okay, let's go home. And,
I had to leave early after Dave was like, we're gonna leave, and I was just like, I need my bed now.
Yeah, but that was a good warm up, and it kind of set the tone as well. That you can get lots of different experiences on this festival.
Oh yeah, and the second day was right in that vein. So on the second day, the first band we saw was Hulkov.
Yeah, who Fab loves irrationally.
He is so good. It was just amazing. It was fun. I love him.
Yeah, Fab disappeared into the mosh pit.
Mike and me, we had a lot of fun, and also we the amazing thing is, like, so it turns out the band is like 2 guitarists and a drummer, and the drummer is the dad of the 2 guitarists. So we were just saying, like, if you don't have a band, just make your own band. That, like, Mike. So am I irrationally in love with Hulkov, or was he actually?
No, Hulkov is just proper awesome, because this guy was he's obviously well loved in the area, because he's a local. He used to be in Sabaton. I think Gore is somehow entwined with Sabaton.
Yeah, I think wasn't it Tobbe? Used to play guitar in Raubtier, which is
what it was. Yeah, so that's the connection. So there was a really great atmosphere. Everybody was there to see him, and they just delivered.
And he was happy to play.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
They were so just beaming smiles. The 2 sons there, they were on fire, like, and really technically good. And he said himself that you're gonna hear more from these 2 guys, the Johanssons. I can't remember their first names. So I will follow Hulkov's projects with great interest, because it was really good quality.
And he had Tobbe, ex-Sabaton, came on for the last song, and they sang a song together. And after that, there was a marriage, live on stage, which was also fun.
Quite unexpected, but yeah, why not? And everybody sang and cheered.
So and then we saw, what was the next band? Was it Bombus?
Yeah, it was Bombus.
Dave isn't.
I think we might have to give this guest commentator here on Bombus, because I had a lot of expectation for them, and then I must admit I was a little bit maybe disappointed by the sound. It was very murky sound.
Yeah, they had like, especially the first 3 songs, I think they definitely had sound problems.
And then I decided to go and get something to eat, because I was so disappointed. So I think Per could probably. What's your review of Bombus?
Well, I must admit I really enjoyed it. I thought they were awesome. But you're completely right what you just said there, that in the beginning they really sounded as if they had difficulties getting their sound right. I had this, oh, come on, you are much better on the record. But no, they completely took the scene. They rocked. They were awesome. So,
It's just
Bombus for the win.
It just goes to show you have, like, all these metalheads, and it's like there is
different
difference
flavors,
in taste.
impressions. Yeah, exactly. Because I was a bit hyped for Bombus and then got disappointed.
Yeah, and we'll later talk about The Darkness, which Dave really loved, and I didn't get at all, and he didn't get me going, Beast Mode. So yeah, but they got something for everybody, I think.
For sure.
What was after?
After that was Tyr.
Tyr? Is it Tyr?
Well,
Skier? The yogurt. Skier. They are the kind of Danish Faroes Islands guys who I was a big fan of. I kind of forgot they were playing because I assumed they'd finished, because you even mentioned it on the stage that their last album was like in 2013, so I just thought they'd stopped. But they're back, apparently putting a new album out next year, and they were really, really good. They are very folky again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No folk instruments, but lots of kind of folk songs through the lens of loud, angry men playing guitars.
I think their strength on the folk side is that all three front guys provide vocals.
Yeah, everyone. Maybe the drummer was even singing. I couldn't really see.
I don't think he was.
Ellie's
but,
nodding. So.
Okay.
Yes, they
She
kind of
has
sort of
better
like
eyes than me.
choral effect of like people singing together, which was really good.
Yeah.
And they're really loud, which is good. And they were like they got some bangers of tracks. We were just listening to them earlier, and they were exactly as good as I thought they would be. Maybe one thing is like they're kind of one of those bands that are really stationary on the stage. Like they kind of wander around a bit, but like
they're quite relaxed.
yeah, they just sort of like stand there a bit, which the next band do not do. The next band sort of jump around a lot, do handstands, clap with their feet, all that sort of stuff, and none of that. Just like serious, swords, ooh, Vikings, yeah. Which did you like that, Fab?
Yeah, I didn't think it was bad. Like it was. I guess I'm a bit indifferent. I liked it as music, but I wouldn't be like, oh, I'll be listening to it.
You weren't like beast mode.
No, I wouldn't like beast mode, but I liked. I think I was
yogurt,
I think I was at the beer tent at the time, and they have the setup here where you can only drink beer in the bar area. But it's actually kind of nice. So the area where the festival is like a ski jump venue. So you have like the towers in the back, and so there's this like hill, and the beer tents on a hill, so you actually get quite a good, like you don't see that much. You see the stage, but it's quite a bit away. But you get the sound quite nicely.
Yeah, you get the sound sort of rolling up the hill.
Yeah, so I was really enjoying that. They had one or two songs sounded really Irish to me. Like I think that's the folk thing. They had like an Irish vibe,
like a jig.
But
kind of
but I guess
have a Kaylee to it.
But I guess it's more like maybe Irish has a Viking vibe, right, or something. Ellie's not agreeing. No.
They did.
What? They didn't get to Ireland. Yeah.
Yeah, but I find that interesting that you picked up on that, Fab, because actually the crowd were really singing along in this Old Norse or Faroese kind of. So there seems to be a deeper connection there actually with the Swedes as well, and us all being Viking countries, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was really really cool. I think standing between all the other sort of crowd people sort of close to the stage, it gave a little boost to the performance, I think, because as Dave said, they're not big showmen, sort of flashy showmen, but once you're there and you're up close, I actually found it a really good experience.
And the next band was Orden
Ogen.
Yeah. As we say, Orden, something. They're a German band.
And this was one where I have to admit that I dissed them a little bit. I'd been listening to them and found them a little bit flat or something. So at that point, I just went to the beer tent and went, I don't care about these guys. But I was maybe...
I thought they were
wrong.
quite good.
Yeah. You were wrong. I was wrong. So we'll do another guest reviewer here because we have a new fan of Orden Ogen, Martin.
Oh, Martin's the main Orden Ogen man now. Okay.
Yeah, I thought Orden Ogen was excellent. They had excellent contact with the audience.
Yeah, they were.
And the sound was really, really good. You can hear all the instruments and you can hear the vocals. And actually, I even think that Mike told me that the sound up on the hill was quite good also. So.
And they had so I guess the lead singer usually plays guitar, and he broke his thumb.
Yeah.
So the bass player just played guitar.
Yeah.
And he was making because it's so easy, how to just do that. Yeah. Yep. That was quite cool. Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah, so my theory is that they should just keep doing that because obviously it's a better thing for them.
Maybe to smash his finger again if it heals. It's like,
yeah, I really enjoyed them as well. I thought they were really good. I went into the performance knowing 2 songs from them, and they played them both, so I was happy.
Their name is not very good. They need a better name.
I was like, that band, Orden.
Yeah. And I found it really funny that the 2 German bands, you could really tell that they were not when they were singing, but when. Well, okay, maybe I'm not right on that, but like. Especially when they were talking with the audience, I think Primal Fear was quite a lot of going, yeah, we will do this now.
What is sort of, how are you doing, my friends? tonight we will play some good tracks for you, but first, it's kind of like, yeah, but it's part of the charm, I think. And Primal Fear, we have to say, before we saw Sepultura, we thought he was the hunky guy. But the Sepultura man, he completely blew him out of.
Right, I think he
blows. But the German steelworker biceps were on display there for sure.
Yeah, but Sepultura, that guy blows everybody out of the water, including Dave. I was again surprised how tall Dave is. Every time I meet him, I'm like, he comes out of the elevator. I'm like, I forgot how tall you are. And after Odin,
that was the Darkness.
Okay, yeah, so
which everyone loves except Fab because
I
amazing.
Was completely paralyzed. Everybody
Friends
here,
of
friend of the
raise
darkness.
your hands.
So I have to say, they're excellent musicians. They're really, really good, and they don't take themselves seriously at all. Like not a smidge. Like.
It's really interesting. I had a conversation with the guys beforehand where they were like, "Is that the band with that radio hit?" And I was like, "Guys, I know you might not believe me, but I think you will be surprised. I will
Yes, he was raging around a beer.
You will afterwards say that was actually good quality." And I think I won that bet.
Well, I didn't. Like I
didn't wager with you.
Well, you lucky bastard.
So this Ellie
Dave,
I fucking love them.
Loved that
this
shit.
Is, Ellie and I both grew up during that time. Their first album came out in 2003. I was 10, so that was one of the first albums I bought. So obviously I loved them. I bought their second album, and I was really sad when they all went to rehab because they, ate cocaine, not food. And then they came back and they're really good. And yeah, they don't take themselves seriously. I don't think they ever took themselves seriously.
So I had never heard when
which
you
is
guys
weird,
were
'cause
on
it was
the
like
show
a
and
number
you said
one.
it's that hit. I had never heard that song. I listened to it on YouTube and to be fair, the guy's also not my kind of vocal style. He's just good like that the whole time.
Accurate.
Yeah. Although I gotta say, the bass player, like Matt Props, he looked like he fell out of a time portal from the 70s. He had like a yellow suit on with flared trousers.
Yeah.
He was playing a Firebird bass. I didn't even know there is a Firebird bass, but that's the coolest bass there is. Looked great. He had like a handlebar mustache and like frizzy hair.
Frizzy afro hair.
Yeah,
it was
so
awesome.
that was really good. And I gotta say, it didn't like it's not my thing, but like they put on a good show. Like the lead singer would like crowd surf and then play guitar like on the shoulder of like a guy, and
Remember to mention that the lead singer he switched clothes during
yes,
the
I am
performance
offended.
and put off a pair of Lothar Matthäus shorts from the 80s.
I am offended. So he took his shirt off, right? I'm okay with this. He could have taken his pants off or his trousers. Sorry, Mike's been correcting me on this the whole weekend.
Fab keeps talking about his pants, and I'm like, trousers, Fab. Trousers.
So he could have taken those off. He could have taken his pants off as well. I wouldn't have been offended. I was offended when he came back on stage and he was wearing Adidas football shorts from the 80s, obviously, and I'm like, they're number 10, so they're black Adidas shorts with number 10, and they are Lothar Matthäus shorts, maybe actually the ones that Lothar Matthäus won the World Cup in, maybe in 1990. So I don't know how Lothar Matthäus feels about
there,
this.
maybe, yeah,
We'll have to ask him at some point, and that was just weird.
He wanted to feel how it was to be a World Cup winner,
and then he did a handstand. And I was like, I don't want to see your nuts fall out of those trousers, and they nearly did.
It was a handstand, and then actually splitting back and forth his legs. It was quite impressive, actually.
Following the rhythm.
Yeah, following the rhythm. Yeah, he was clapping with his feet. Exactly.
As you do.
Yeah.
So that you made a crooked cup, right?
So what? Oh yes. Oh, so we have to tell the story of the crooked cop. He will be unnamed because otherwise.
How many cups are
So this was great. So I had paid everything with like credit cards here. in Sweden, which seems to work really well. But then we were at a dinner, and they have this. So the Danish apparently are way ahead of us. They have like this app from
As always.
the National Bank or something, and you can just like it's like Silicon Valley. You can just split bills, and then you can send people like messages on their phone, and then they just push a button and pay.
I think we have that in the UK as well.
Well, we don't have that.
One
in
of the
Germany.
few things we're good at.
I had to go to a bank and get money
Banking.
out. Now Swedish is like the Swedish krona is like worth nothing, so you get like 100 euros is like 1,000 krona. So I got 1,000 krona out, and the machine gave me 2 500 bills, but I had to pay like 200 or something. So I said, okay, can somebody exchange money? So now this guy who's traveling with us, who is a policeman, said, yeah, I'm going to do this. So I'm like, yeah, okay. And then we are at the place, and I'm at the concert venue, and I'm trying to buy like the concert shirt, like the Sabaton Open Air shirt. And I'll say, I still have some money left, so I'll give them like bills, and they were like, no, we can't accept this money. This money expired. And I'm like, what do you mean the money expired? Yes, the money expired. And I was like, okay, I pay by card. And then I Googled it. And it turns out that there are old Swedish banknotes that expired like 2 years ago. There's some that expired this year ago. And now the amazing thing is there's so many Danes here. They all look quite different, but like they're all Danes. So I blamed the wrong person. I was like, why did you rip me off? And I was standing there, and he had the best poker face ever, because it turns out if you're innocent, you have the best poker face. So, and like he even said like, oh no, it was me, and I'm like, my brain just goes, well, and he said, I think it was like the other guy, and it was like, my brain just goes, no, he was a policeman, he wouldn't do this. But it turns out he was maybe not at fault, because apparently they had like Swedish money when they went on holidays years ago, and just took that in the country now, and now it's worth nothing.
We don't
Really
go
annoying.
to Sweden voluntarily, you know. It's only if we really have to. No, we love you, Swedes. We do.
Only for Sabaton Open Air. So yes,
I know. That they
Yeah.
turn invalid.
The-
yeah. How would you know? I mean, here's a little rant. Like you can't just fucking expire your fucking money. I mean, we did that in Germany when we got the euro, but that's because it's another currency. And even then, for 10 years, you could still hand it. I mean, you could probably still hand in the marks now.
We have that in the UK. In like the last 2 years, we've got rid of we've changed £1 notes, £5 notes. Well, £1 notes. Jesus, I'm not that old. £1 coins, £5 notes, and £10 notes.
Just helping out.
And the way you do it is that on the news, like literally daily, you say, and remember, in 6 months' time,
but-
your currency will be
Yes,
invalid.
and then somebody comes from out of the country who isn't watching your news and gets fucked over at an open air.
Well, yeah.
So in Germany, we did this too, right? So we had old mark notes, and then they did new ones, I think, in the 80s. But you could I think still up till the euro, they would accept them. Like, okay, they wouldn't, they usually you didn't have to accept them when you bought something, but like the people would still take them because they knew they could just go to a bank, and hand them in.
Yeah.
So I don't like this. Swedish people, if you're listening, this is not good. We come in here to visit your beautiful country. It's really nice people, and then we have money that's worth nothing. And I nearly started a fist fight with a Dane who was innocent because of this, and then I would have gone to jail, and it's not good. Anyway, so that's all the bands we have seen. So today is the last day.
Today, is the final day. We have such giants as Sabaton.
Who are almost as good as Hulkov. I've heard.
Before that, we've got Battle Beast, who I really like because I saw them live last year, and they were really, really good. Yeah, they're pop metal. They are the
Right,
I think
I'll love that. I think then.
I think they're really good. And then before that, there's Powerwolf, and we made a.
They are good.
They are
I've seen
good.
them before.
We made a Belgian friend yesterday, and I said that I was looking forward to Powerwolf because I hadn't seen them before, and she's like, "Oh my god, you haven't seen Powerwolf? It's going to be the best. You're going to have the best time."
And they are German as well, so between that they talk. But he does this like the lead singer. So I saw them at Alp Riot when when
You've seen Powerwolf
Yes.
and I haven't.
So
What
when
the
you
fuck is
told me
happening?
about Sabaton, that I said like 2 months later or something. It's like, oh, they're in Hamburg and there's this festival, and I got like a 1-day ticket, and they were playing before Sabaton, and they're hamming it up. So the lead singer is he's got like makeup on, like heavy makeup, like he's doing like the werewolf thing. He's got clothes.
Yeah, they're like.
And I think he's just using. Yeah, we think actually their current album is supposed to be a wolf on the cover, but I think it's a Skaven. I think the artist. Mike's the Skaven player. I think the artist who did it for them maybe is a Skaven fan, and he just slipped that in there.
It's uncanny. Like if you look at it, it's totally a Skaven cultist.
Yeah,
one of the
I thought so too.
Thingies. Yeah, for sure. Plague Monk for sure.
And so they're hamming it up, and I think they're just using the German accent as part of that. It kind of works, So that'll be fun.
Yeah, the latest Powerwolf album is really good.
And so
it's the best one they've released so
far. We actually might have a scoop because not when you listen to this because the festival will be over, but if this was live, this was a scoop. This would be a scoop because yesterday I noticed that the Bombshell Bells, who I saw at the Gamescom event with Sabaton, so they're a British band, I think 4 ladies. 3 or 4, and they play 30s and 40s songs, like swing songs, but they did a great version of The Last Stand by Sabaton, and they got on a plane yesterday, and are flying to an open air festival, and I asked them if we're going to see them in Falun, and they retweeted that, so we're kind of hoping that they'll be doing something.
The hype.
Yeah. So I originally thought we'll record a little wrap up of Sabaton tonight, but I don't think that I'm like my state the last 2 nights, this might not happen.
And the last time I saw Sabaton, I was literally unable to talk. Afterwards. I was like,
I pretty much I'll be like this as well. Probably.
I was pointing to people to be like, we'll go for lunch tomorrow, but like signing in. I don't speak sign language. Like nom tomorrow, and I was like, Ellie, please help. I can't speak.
so we might just do that on like the next show or something when we
do 69.9.
Yeah, when we can talk again.
Got to do something special for the arbitrary number of 70.
Oh God, no! You're doing the numbers thing again. Yeah, so I don't know. I really liked it so far. It's been great, despite the darkness. It's been an excellent.
The darkness were the best.
So Mike, we're partly here. Well, we are here because of you, right? Because it's your birthday.
I take full responsibility. I've had a great time so far, and today will just be the crowning achievement. I think it's been wonderful to have everybody here, and I mean, how kind of Sabaton to headline on my birthday. It's just I didn't even have to ask.
And it's quite like my birthday's coming up as well on Monday, so it's like it's a perfect thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm having a lot of fun. Okay. Was great, and we'll talk to you again once we are able to walk and talk again. I will have to ride back on the bike as well. I gotta admit, I was regretting you talking me into that in my whiskey fuel thing.
It's a free world.
Once or twice.
I mean, I didn't put any pressure on you.
You're just a master manipulator. I've watched you play board games, and you're always like the guy's always. He's like the political guy, and he's like and now he's got the glasses as well. You can't tell what he's thinking.
Fab is totally discombobulated by the fact that he can't read my eyes anymore. So I'm gonna keep these glasses on for the rest of the day. It's awesome.
I'm just a pawn now.
Yeah, but Fab, I think you like to have a sore ass.
Sore ass, yeah.
It's
geil, as we discovered, geil, which is German for it's awesome and a little bit horny.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit horny.
Just a little bit.
Affengeil. Anyway, let's wrap this up. Maybe everybody in the room can say goodbye, and give. Let's do this. Let's make the people in this hotel hear that we're here and give our best metal shout on 3. 1, 2, 3. Geil. Awesome.